Hey everyone, Shelly here. Welcome back to another baking video where today I am making some biscuits. Now I have changed the recipe a little bit, but it should probably still work. I have 3.5 cups of flour. Then I have 1.5 sticks of grated frozen butter. I have a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon and a half of baking powder. And then I also have 1.25 cup of milk, since I don't have buttermilk, sorry. Okay, first thing you'll want to do is add all of your dry ingredients. So your baking powder, your salt, and then if you want to add some other seasonings like some herbs or something, I'm just going to add some parsley to give it a little color and flavor. Okay, next I'm going to go and put it on my mixer over there, so I'll do that quick. I would suggest starting on a low speed because otherwise the flour and other dry ingredients will definitely come out of the bowl. So let's just start with a speed 2, which is the lowest setting for my mixer. Next, you're going to want to add in the butter because you want the butter to mix into it thoroughly and everything. So then I'll turn my mixer off and lift up the mixing attachment, and then I will add all of my frozen grated butter in there, and I shredded all of this so that way it distributes better when it's baking. Okay, got that done. And then just that was loud. Put the mixer down there and put it back on speed 2. Let that mix in for a little bit. Then I'm just gonna bring it up to speed 4. As soon as all of that mixes in, you're going to want to add your buttermilk, or if you don't have buttermilk, you can just use regular milk. It's about the same and everything for this recipe, so I'm going to go do that. And try to make sure that it all mixes in all the way. Turn it down to a lower speed. I'm going to turn off my mixer and I'm going to grab a rubber spatula, so that way you want to have a rubber spatula kind of like this, or if you have a stronger one that would also work better, but you want to make sure you scrape all the sides of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl so you don't leave any ingredients unmixed. So I'm going to go do that. It's looking pretty good so far. This from the mixer, and I'm going to scrape all the sides, and you're going to want to make sure you get the bottom too, because other ingredients tend to stick to the bottom of the pan, or the bowl I should say. Okay, then you are going to want to put your mixer back on for a little bit. Put the attachment down, make sure the bowl's in place good. Low speed. ingredients are mixed in pretty good. So I will detach the bowl and mixing attachment. So before you detach the bowl and mixing attachment, make sure that you scrape off the paddle of this if you're using a mixer. If you're mixing this by hand, you won't have to worry about scraping off the paddle, but I would still suggest scraping the sides of the bowl. Okay, then I'll attach this and just double check to make sure everything is mixed right. Okay, it looks pretty good. And bring this over here. I will get rid of my dirty dishes. And after you're done with the mixer, if you are using one, make sure you do unplug it. Okay. Next, I am going to make the egg wash for this. When you're making egg wash, you want to keep the yolk but not to the egg whites at all. So you're going to just try to separate the egg whites and the yolk as best as you can. So try to get rid of as much of those egg whites as you can, 'cause otherwise it will show on top of the biscuits. And I think that's pretty good. Now in this other bowl over here, I have about a tablespoon of milk, and then you can just put the egg in. Probably shouldn't do it when the egg's up that high compared to that. And throw the eggshell away. I'm gonna wash my hands again because I do not want to be touching the biscuits when other people are going to be eating them and that. If my hands are not completely clean, and after touching the raw egg, I don't really want to take any chances with that. Alright, now I'll grab a fork and take the egg yolk and the milk and mix that together. You can use heavy cream instead of milk, but I'm saving the heavy cream for other baking stuff. Okay, and this is how your egg wash should look. I don't want to tip the bowl too much because I don't want it to, well, you know, don't want it to fall over or anything. For this next part, it depends on what shape of biscuits you want. If you want flat ones, you can just use a sheet pan like this, and you can just scrape all of it onto there. But if you want round ones, then you might want to use an ice cream scoop, or a portion scoop, as lots of people call it, to get the right size that you want. So I am just going to take this and put that in there. I'm going to add some to this side too. Okay. Now I'm going to try to flatten all of this down. And I want this evenly distributed throughout the entire pan, because otherwise it will not cook properly and it will be hard to tell when it's done, because you might have one side that is done and then one side that is not done, and you don't want anyone biting into a raw biscuit. So try to fill in all the gaps here. I'm going to take some from here and put it over here. kind of try to start on the edges and work my way in when I'm flattening this. And then fill all of the edges quick. And while you're doing this, you might want to make sure that your oven temperature is up to 425, which I have forgot to do. Okay, the edges look okay. Now we move into the center and we try to make sure that if there are any gaps that those are filled, because you also do not want a hole in your biscuits. Try to get this as flat as I can. You could also use a rolling pin if you wanted to. It would probably be faster than doing it by hand, but just make sure that it all gets evenly distributed. Okay, and this is how it looks so far. Now we will go and do our egg wash. So we don't need this fork, I'm just going to put it in here since that's for dirty dishes now. And I'm going to grab a spoon because I do not own an egg wash brush. And I'm just going to put the egg wash all over this as best as I can. Tilting the pan a little bit kind of helps it a little bit. Okay. And you want to also try to get a little bit everywhere for this egg wash. Gives it a nice golden brown color when it's done. And then almost got all of it spread out. Okay, and then this is how it should look before you're about to put it in the oven. I have to wait for the oven temperature to get up to the right temp, so I'm just going to do that for a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in for about 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, so that way it cooks properly. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's pretty simple because all you need is salt, baking powder, and then if you want parsley, and then milk, and then eggs, and all-purpose flour. That's all you need. So you can make this at home if you're looking for something to do because you're stuck inside the house with all this coronavirus stuff going around and everything. And you can also use it if you want to add something to your meal, just as a little, or use it as a snack or something. So these biscuits are really good. You could also sprinkle some cheese on top or mix it in with the biscuits, which would be nice. Or before you put it in the oven, you could sprinkle just a little bit of garlic salt on top, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to get a little bit of shredded cheese and just sprinkle that over it. Here, I'll tilt the camera a little bit so you can see it. Okay. Now I'll get some shredded cheese. have a big bag of shredded cheese because you can use this a lot when you're making stuff. You could just want to sprinkle some over it. That way the cheese will melt right over all of your biscuits. And you'll have a nice flavor with it. Hopefully these turn out a lot better than the last ones I made, because the last ones I did forget to put the milk in because I was following a recipe. But this time I remembered to, so that's a good thing. And I edited the recipe a little bit. So there you go. That's how your biscuits look before they go in the oven. And then I will be posting the finished result on my Facebook page, or I will try to also post it on my Instagram for my gaming channel. So if you want to check out Instagram for my gaming channel, it's on my Slime Craft Gaming website. Well, not website, but YouTube page. And yeah, you can check it out there. But as I said, it's a simple, easy thing to do while you're at home and have nothing else to do. And also, you get a tasty treat afterwards. So if you did like this video, hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to see more of these baking videos. I almost did gaming videos because of my other channel. And until next time.